Borky, I know you've heard this. There are Ole Miss fans that have said, I love what Jaxson Dart has been as a quarterback for Ole Miss, but I kind of wish he had opted out of the bowl game because I'm ready to see what the future looks like with Austin Simmons. I've heard that. I have also heard those that have said Jaxson Dart should be free to exit this game whenever he is ready to do so. That this is like kind of a swan song, that he goes in, whether he plays a quarter or a half or 3 quarters, and when it's time for him to come out, he can exit on his terms, and that he and Lane Kiffin should have had that conversation already. But then we see the reaction that has come for Cam Ward's decision to exit the Pop-Tarts Bowl early, and I'm wondering if that changes the way that we look at this with Jaxson Dart. So if Jaxson Dart is healthy, has elected to play in the bowl game, is this bowl game until it is out of hand one way or the other? And I don't mean a 2-score game at halftime. I'm talking about Ole Miss is up 3+ scores late third quarter, and Lane Kiffin runs Austin Simmons out there so Jaxson Dart can get a final ovation coming off the field as an Ole Miss quarterback. Does the dynamic change because of what we saw in the reaction to Cam Ward playing in the game but shutting it down after he set a record and halftime rolled around and he was still healthy?
It's a good question. I don't think that their decision should be altered by the reaction that Cam Ward got. I think that decision should be what they do. You know what I mean? Because, I earlier in the show and last night late in the podcast, I think what Miami and Cam Ward did is a joke, and that should not be encouraged moving forward. You play or you don't. Now, if you get a lead and it's comfortable, go ahead and take him out. Let him have that ovation to leave and pass it over to Austin Simmons. But if Jaxson Dart's going to play in the game, he needs to play in the game until it's not a game anymore. The idea of go ahead and sit him at halftime of a 3-point game is nuts to me. I don't care that it's the Gator Bowl. I don't care that it's the Pop-Tarts Bowl. If your team's playing and they're going to continue to play when you choose to sit, the game better be decided on the scoreboard. Because I saw, if you missed it earlier, when we were talking about this, I had people say, well, Laramie Tunsil in the Sugar Bowl, they were up 34-6. It's fine at that point if they...
And he had caught a touchdown pass.
And he caught a touchdown pass. So when Hugh Freeze decides, hey, Laramie, game's over, come on, sit down, go become a first-round pick, that's different than a 3-point game at halftime. So if they get a lead that's comfortable and they're in control of the game, yeah, go ahead and put Austin Simmons in. I mean, I've said before on this show, I think my interest in the game would be heightened if Dart had opted out to see 4 quarters of Austin Simmons. But also, just be patient. They're playing Georgia State to start next season. You'll get to see Austin Simmons in a walkthrough not too terribly long from now. It's not like you're opening with USC anymore.